The Roman Empire of the time of Marcus Aurelius suffered many adversities: wars, epidemics, natural disasters. The ruler himself also could not boast of either a happy personal life or good health. But from his diaries that have reached us, we know that every day the emperor prepared himself for the worst possible scenario, and when things turned out better than they could have, he felt deep gratitude. The Roman emperor was a philosopher on the throne. He practiced a practice that originated in the 3rd century BC, in ancient Greece, and later the philosophy of Stoicism, which spread throughout the Roman Empire. The principles from this teaching are practiced by many entrepreneurs, primarily those whose activities involve high risks and the need to make responsible decisions. The first step is to figure out what we can control and what we can't. According to the Stoics, practically the only thing we really can and should control is our mind. One of the founders of Stoicism, Epictetus, said that we are subject to our opinion, aspiration, desire, and deviation. Outside the limits of our power are body, property, good name, public career. Epictetus said that calm and balance are the result of your choices and your judgments, and not of the world around you. Another important principle of the Stoics: the order of thoughts is more important than the order of things. What happens in the world is secondary. What's much more important is what's going on in our heads, how we react. The Stoics tried to avoid automatism in their judgments. To do this, you should regularly review your usual thinking patterns. For this purpose, Aurelius kept a philosophical diary for many years entitled "To Myself." The entries were in the second person, in an emotionally detached form, which turned out to be an excellent method of self-reflection. The Stoics called for being not only a participant in your life, but also an observer of it. Then there is a chance to mentally rise above what is happening and look at yourself and the situation from the outside. This helps us get rid of the feeling of exclusiveness and understand that our problems are no different from the problems of most people, and it teaches you to avoid what in the modern world we call labels. The Stoics believe that nothing can be either only good or evil. They believe that almost anything or phenomenon could bring both benefit and harm. Being fatalists and determinists, the Stoics not only endured trials in the present, but also looked into the future without fear. According to Sanjenikov, this even applied to death. For example, the Stoics were not afraid of it, explaining it this way: the body and life of a person belong to nature. Therefore, a person is like a borrower who repays a debt to the lender. The Stoics follow Socrates, who said that no one knows what awaits a person after death. One can only guess, and it is unreasonable to be afraid of assumptions. By imagining the worst that could happen, we firstly become aware of our fears, and secondly, we begin to appreciate what we have more and gain more resources to enjoy life here and now. Keep in your thoughts exile, torture, wars, illnesses, shipwrecks. Chance can take away your homeland and you from your homeland. It can throw you into the desert. It can make a desert the place where people are now suffocating in the crowd. Let you have before your eyes everything that is part of human destiny, said Seneca. We forget that uncertainty awaits us not only in difficult times but in every moment of life. But no matter how the circumstances develop, we almost always worry about the future, projecting our past experience onto it. This is how the brain works. Seneca, by the way, also said that we are more often afraid of pain than we suffer, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Stoicism helps us recognize that uncertainty was, is, and will be. But we can learn to withstand this not as a huge stress, but on the contrary, as a kind of liberation. The ability to differentiate between what you can control and what is beyond your control is a critical skill in uncertain times. The Stoics recommend creating inner guides or mentors for yourself. Any person, even fictional or long gone, who has authority for you is suitable for this role. He should be a model for you. You should want to learn from him or even imitate him. For example, you could choose the already mentioned Emperor Marcus Aurelius or Socrates, your wise grandfather, a more experienced colleague, or even some fairy tale hero as such a mentor. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what would my mentor do now? How would he act? How are you thinking? This will help you see a completely different perspective in what is happening and will significantly reduce the emotional intensity. Remember everything in you, never give up and find the best option for yourself. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for watching.